All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Group Chart Analysis. It is Monday, August 6, 2018. I do apologize for not being able to do it yesterday. For those of you that don't know, I had actually moved across the country. So I am actually now in New Jersey and will be moving around for a lot for the next however many months. So my location is going to change, but I also knocked the fuck out for like 18 hours. I think I probably slept like 6 hours in the entire last 3 days. So I spent all yesterday just catching up. And that's kind of why I slept through Group Chart Analysis, just being completely transparent with you guys. But I will be moving around, so sometime you might see me in the car. I might just be traveling. But let's do this. Let's kind of get into this, and let's get this week started. There's a lot of cool things happening, especially right now. We were just going over Euro USD. I think we were looking at GBP USD too for a slight pullback, which I do believe might actually happen. We'll see, because it actually looks like a good straight drop again. Where this actually will straight drop. But we'll go over that. I start with Euro USD. If you guys see these lines right here, I had a teaching earlier, and what we did and what we discussed was supply and demand zones. So what you're seeing these lines at, these are called supply and demand zones. I use them. I don't really draw them up as much. I have my other charts for that. But I use them. If you guys don't know what supply and demand is, it's pretty much support resistance zones, not lines, zones. Potential zones where price can reverse, consolidate, or break through. It's just an area that you need to understand that you got to be looking for specific setups. And you can find that out through, what is it? You can find that out through the trend, and what they're doing is it going to be ascending triangle, MSWs. Let me go through that. Where the hell was this at? What are you doing? Hi. Sorry, I have dogs and wanting to come in here. Where did I, was it this one? I think it was this one. Yeah. So let's kind of go over this on time. So AU or EU. Right now, the reason why we were saying it was going to possibly be an uptrend or a possible shot up this week is it is in that fringe. So remember we were talking about in a higher time frame, it was consolidating, it's getting ready for that descending triangle. The descending triangle is actually from this point down, and then from this point over, right? So there's multiple, it's getting ready, it's going to consolidate a little bit more, I believe, just based off of these technicals that we're seeing right now. So just like if you want to draw it out, like for purposes of understanding, it's hit this trend line multiple times, and I have a feeling it's going to go back up to retest and then come back down. I think it's going to be moving upwards, at least that it through that hanging man, or not hanging man, it's a hammer. If you guys don't know what the hammer is, it's a doji, it's a reversal pattern on a higher time frame, which does present itself as a lower time frame pattern. So this doji, or this hammer that you're seeing, is technically setting up for a solid W, or it's getting ready for an inverted head and shoulders. So this is not divergent here. So if you guys see this, it's not divergent here. We got price going down, you have price going down. It is oversold, meaning one thing, it could possibly pull back. But overall, this is telling that it's not necessarily going to be the craziest push. I think this just means it's hitting that zone where it's getting ready to consolidate, and we're going to see it push up just kind of like it did over here, right? Here, it didn't really do anything. It wasn't really oversold, but it still shot up. Why? Because of the technicals. It's setting the foundation for the trending, the descending triangle. And this one as well, it's oversold. So we'll also bring it down. If you see the railroad there, that's solidifying a pattern. That actually is the reason why this is a hammer. It's because it shot up, finished it, and continued to consolidate right up above. The hour is showing divergence. So this is what I was seeing earlier. Make this bigger. Oops. Clicking the wrong buttons. This is, we have price going down, right? And you have price hitting that stagnant wall slightly on the upside from here to here, actually. Let me draw it out a little bit clearer. Price from there to there has been going in a downwards motion, right? And now it's divergent enough, and it's not quite over, it's not over the stationary 50, which means, what do we look for? What do I teach you guys? What do you guys know? Is every single pullback / reversal, the first EMA it has to go to is that water. Notice it has not touched it yet. So that is letting us know on a shorter time frame, we are going to be looking at this thing to at least shoot up. Now, this is also this is Euro USD. It throws the best patterns. This is getting ready to possibly retest. So what we could potentially see are two things happen. If stop hunts high, hits that water, and continues down to that low to form a nice W that we need to see before the full-on reversal to go back up, because this is a massive trend line, and it's also hitting, if you guys see the color, that supply and demand zone. So this is literally where banks are trapping people. People are being trapped here by banks. They can see all the orders out here. It's a zone that has been hit multiple times down in the past that it's now being used again as a perfect reversal zone according to the fringing that it's doing. So I believe because Euro USD is a very basic pair and it throws the best patterns, we're going to see this bitch drop tonight. It's going to stop on high, hit that water, and then possibly come back down to retest this low, this zone, this trend line, this support line, and then possibly throw that nice W for it to come back, retest, shoot up to that Mayo, which will end up looking something like this, in a sense. So you'll see something of a reversal like that. And because it's in that fringe, it will be a nice movement. So if this presents tonight, we'll be looking for buys up until that trend line. That's ideally what we're looking for. All right, so I just gave you guys that chart. If it doesn't stop hunt, it probably will just go straight down. It doesn't always have to hit the water. It is ideal. But if it doesn't, it's going to go down, retest, and that's where you're going to be able to grab that buy. But wait for it. Do not buy it. Do not sell it when it gets here. I mean, honestly, because I know it's going to go down here, you possibly could sell this thing to about down here right now and just hold it and watch it. But I'm just letting you know that if it comes down, retest the zone here, it will be a buy, and it will reverse because it is giving us multiple indications that it is going to reverse. So you're just waiting. Wait for that, and then you could possibly rebuy down here if it doesn't break it, and just fucking hold that thing until it gets to the top. It's going to be nice. What did you say? Your template color. You like the colors? Dude, all I did was this. I kept the same colors in the other one. I just changed the background to gray, to dark gray, and then I put the candle wicks as black. So it gave the black outline, kind of making them pop a little bit. I've always loved that. That's what I used to have, actually. Okay, so that's what you guys are looking for. Drop, double bottom, rise. It's in the fringe, 2 for 1. Look for that. Now gold, let's see. You're drawing it up. So right now, if you actually see from prior history, if I look at you guys looking at this daily, this zone, look, actually goes a little bit farther. Shit. Look at this. This zone that it's in right now has been tested since December 2015. And you know what's crazy? It's been holding. It held here. It held here. It consolidated, broke through. Then what? Came back up, hit it again, consolidated, retested a zone real quick, came up. Then what? Hit it again, hit it again. And look what it's doing right now. So just based off of that principle, what are we looking for? 3 things. You're looking for a reversal, a continuation, or some sort of consolidation. The consolidation is always going to happen. But we're going to be looking for, ideally, from what we're seeing here, is a nice sort of reversal, at least to that daily catch-up. Because that's the water on the 4-hour. It's divergent on the 4-hour. Notice they're here. We actually had called earlier. This is the double bottom. Gold is a very technical pair. Now, what I do want you guys to look for is if this is going to be a buy, is y'all are going to be looking for this thing to shoot up to break this high. If it does not break this high, you are not looking for a buy. Because this isn't a major downtrend, and it broke some trend lines that had not been broken for years. So anything going up right now is a reversal. I mean, is a pullback. Get that in your head. Is a pullback on a higher time frame. This is only a reversal short term. So if this shoots up, you're looking for it to shoot up, break the high, then do the technical thing, retest, and go back up to the next zone, which is also going to be lined up perfectly with the Mayo. So that's what you're going to be waiting for. So the hour is throwing some beautiful positions right now. Now, I think it's going to consolidate more. I think it's going to shoot down a little bit more, which is why I was telling you guys to wait. I think it's going to come down just a tiny bit more here and then revamp back up, all right? Because there's nothing telling me this is going to be reversal yet. It's not really divergent. It's divergent here and here. That's why this shot up. But I think this might go down just a little bit more. Retest this entire zone right here, and then we'll be seeing that little buy up. So it's kind of like almost identical to EU, where we want that shot down and then continued up. And gold is a very technical pair, so draw out your trend lines, draw out your support resistance lines, draw out supply and demand. And you guys should be able to clearly see that you are not going to touch this for a buy until it breaks that high. Anything else, if you don't see any signs of it going up, then you can keep playing the downtrend. I'm telling you right now, it's still a downtrend. GBP USD. Did we draw any lines? Yes, we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it just broke it. But it's also divergent. And what do you guys know about GBP pairs? GBP pairs can be divergent in a sense where the lows keep getting broken, but it could still shoot up. So this could be the divergent W that we've been looking for, in a sense, for it to shoot up. Now, mind you, the divergence doesn't start inside of the volatility bands, meaning that anything that goes up is, again, only a pullback. This is getting ready to do the same thing EU is going to do. This thing is going to be dropping. This is telling me that this is literally only going to be a consolidation push to the upside, and then it's going to continue down. So let's go down to the daily. That's just the beginning of the month, you know. It is semi-divergent here. Let me actually delete this because I can't see. Oh, oops, got rid of that. Let's see. So it's actually not divergent on the 4 hour. You know, I guess you can count from here, but long term, that's why I was saying this thing, you can't draw. This does not count as divergence for anybody asking. That is not the divergence you look for. That shit's hella old. If you wanted to draw divergence this high, you're going to the higher time frame. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is not reversing. I think this is actually going to keep breaking. I think it's going to keep dropping because this is showing a pattern of it's showing a continuation pattern. Every time I see this, it drops. It continues. Now it is a little oversold, but I don't know. The most I see it doing, let's say it doesn't continue to drop, the most I see it doing is going up to that water. All right, it's at least going to go to that water if it's going to be a nice pullback, which it is Monday. Oh, Sunday, Monday. Sunday, Monday, false move week beginning. This can shoot up. You know, I want to go with what I was saying first with EU2. Look for this to possibly shoot up here and hit that water. That's the first zone. Only reason you would buy it after that is what? Trace. Buy. Anything else? You're selling. GBP again is also not a pair you want to fuck around with. Just kind of wait and see what this does. I mean, I don't think it's hitting any trend lines. Let's go to this 4 hour. Let's see if this is a channel. Here. All right, this is a channel, but it's not big enough. This thing still has room to drop according to this channel. If you see this, it's actually retesting this zone. So I'll draw this here, right there. And what did it do? It broke it. And it's retested. I think this is going to continue to drop. I think this is going to drop to the recent low here overall before it makes any move, which is about 24 pips. Because it hasn't thrown a reversal pattern yet. It's divergent, but I think this thing's going to shoot down one more time. We test that low before it does. This GBP can do that shit. So look for that to happen. If anything, just be patient on it. I just want to see what happens here. If it's going to hit that water first, then drop, or if it's going to hit that low first, then rise. We got to see. But I do need a retest. Let's go to AU. AU has been respecting the fuck out of this trend line here. To a T, like it has been respecting. And it's been consolidating here. Do that. Shit, I can draw this. That one's not necessary yet. So well, you could technically have that. Use that as a guide. And you have this. I had this drawn out last week, but I reset my charts. You have this right here on the 4 hour. And then you have this. No, I already drew that. That's there. Cool. So let's see. What's the story telling us? Well, first things first, what do you guys not trade? I tell you to what? Buy low, sell high. Where is it at right now? Technically in the middle. So you don't touch the middle. Why? Because anything can happen. It's no man's land. This is in the middle. You guys are guessing if it's in the middle. Guessing. Because either, and it's in the fringe. Please, look, it's hitting a supply, it's hitting a resistance zone right now. Support resistance zone. As we speak. Right here. This whole zone. This whole zone. That is confusing as fuck. This could do anything. I mean, I'm going to try to give you my best prediction of what could possibly happen here. It is up on the stationary 50. It created this low. This thing could shoot up. We're seeing this being formed. Right, got that. Could just be trapping some people down here, throwing this bearish pendant, right, if you will. And then what it could do is it actually could be testing this as we speak, which it is. It's trapping traders to the low. Right here. This thing's getting ready to pop. 15 minute. It is in complete middle zone right now, man. This is nothing. Now, what do I think it's going to do just based off of what I'm seeing here, pattern-wise? I think this thing's going to rise. I really do. But it's hard to tell. You know what I'm going to say? You know what I want to say is just don't trade this. It is below the stationary 50. So this thing could reverse, actually. Just don't play this. All right? Don't be that guy. Just if it shoots up and doesn't take out this trend line, sell it. If it shoots down and doesn't take out this trend line, buy it. If it shoots down, takes out the trend line, you're looking for the retest, then you're going to sell it. Vice versa. If it shoots up, retests, and you're looking for a buy. Like, that's common sense. So that's what I would do. Right now, it's just not a good time to play it because it's in the middle. So just don't touch it. You, Chief. Daily. Patterns there. Got patterns here. One, two, three, so almost kind of hit. It's over down the bot through that trend line. This thing can shoot up. I think it's gonna shoot up. It's not really showing a good pattern. This is a retracement pattern. I think it's gonna continue up, kind of like a teacup, like a nice U, right? Where it's gonna do this. High broken, retest. Bye. I think it's gonna be a nice little shot up. It's above the stationary 50, indicating uptrend, and it technically broke out of this trend line, which was divergent on the side up here, and it is divergent on the 15-minute, but the hour is kind of sketchy. So this is what I could potentially see from a 15-minute standpoint is stop hunt low, rise. That's where I'm putting my money. So it's either going to stop hunt low and rise, or it's going to consolidate and just break out to the upside. I still think it's going to be a buy this week. UJ. So UJ last week towards like NFP, we had it for a buy. It was consolidating. It broke out to the upside, and now it's pulling back. It's actually throwing this. You guys see this? This is a bullish. It's a bullish wedge. There. We got a triangle coming down right now. This isn't a wedge. Sorry, I was gonna say channel. This is the channel that it's in. So what I could see possibly happening is just off of this, it's retesting this trend line here, retesting that Mayo. I'm thinking that it could shoot up and break this trend line to go back up to the upside. That's one potential thing. Oops. Give it a second. My computer is about to die. All right. Got 10% on there. Really good. So that's one potential we could be seeing. Let's see if there's any other. This is a 4 hour, so I don't really see anything telling me it's going to be a buy. I mean, a sell. It is in the middle right now, too. The EMAs are really tight. It could respect the channel, so that we're in a sticky situation. If it breaks this channel or this wedge right here, this trend line, which actually is incorrect. This shit goes down to here. So if we're looking at a technical aspect, because there's no trend, it's in the middle, we can't really presumably say that what it's going to do right now. Overall, I do think this is going to go up. But what I think might happen here is it could shoot up. If it doesn't break this trend line to the upside for a stop hunt high, it will continue down into one. First area would be that recent support. Second area would be that trend line. Third area would be the recent daily low, which is lined up with the channel line. So, and it's in the middle right now. And it just got done testing this, so this thing could shoot up tonight, and then overall we'd be looking for sells throughout the next day or two, whichever it presents. So be paying attention to that. We'll see how that goes. What else? Yeah, that's what I see for UJ. Like I said, I don't really see this thing completely overall dropping. I think it's due. I think it broke this trend line too. Yeah, look at that. This is the trend line it broke here. Came back, consolidated in the middle, shot up. Look what it just retested. Right there. So like I said, it's either going to come down. I still think it's going to shoot down a little bit here on the hour. But overall, I think this thing is getting ready to shoot up. See this weekly. Yeah, this thing is due for a pullback, guys, or a shot up. That's what I predicted earlier in the last month too. So looking for long-term buys, short-term possibly looking for that retest of these trend lines. All right. GJ. Let's see. Let's show this. Here. Here. This one already broke all the trend lines. Come on. Right there. 4 hour. Yep. There. It's not divergent. I think GJ is going to keep dropping a little bit. Look, why am I yelling? I'm tired. I think it's going to keep dropping a little bit. I think it still has a little bit more zone to touch and really hasn't touched it yet. There's no sign of it reversing on the daily. There's nothing on the 4 hour. The only thing is that it's divergent as shit on the hour, and it is extremely oversold, which I think it's going to shoot down another night, like so, and it's going to come back and look to reverse on the water as it comes across, and then we'll look for either a break and continuation or look for a hit and then continuation down. So I just don't really see this thing shooting up tonight. I think it's going to continue down. It is divergent, but, you know, it was divergent here last week too. What did it do? It kept continuing. So 15-minute, possibly look for a hit in water, and then drop back down. And then look for the reversal later. Because once it hits that zone, then we'll start looking for the reversal. But it hasn't hit it yet. So I want to be extremely careful. And I drew this to the way I normally draw it. So they're typically right. So it hasn't hit it yet. So we're going to be waiting. Look for continued down. 4 hour on Euro AUD. Finally, it broke out of that fucking trend, the consolidation it's been in. Look at that. Consolidated all last month, and it finally broke out. This is the move we have been waiting for. It was literally the move, all right? It finally broke out of its shell on the daily. 4 hour. Broke all the lows. Even broke this one. Right there. Guys, you're looking for sells. That's it. This is literally the fucking move we've been waiting for on Euro AUD. This thing is about to be dropping. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they said, or not yesterday, it was like, was it Wednesday? And she's like, I think I'm going to sell an EA and whatnot. And I was like, just looking at it, I'm like, yeah, this thing will be dropping. It's breaking all these trend lines. She actually sold it around here. It's around this area, and she's holding it. And I'm telling you right now, just based off of the concept of what we see here on the weekly, the first place this thing is going, guys, is that weekly water. The water. From where it's at now to that weekly water is 142 pips. It's going to hit the fucking water. So if you guys are looking to sell something long term, this is the fucking pair. This is what you're going to hold. It's retesting right now. It's consolidating. Everything looks good. What I suggest, perfect entry. If it comes up and hits these highs and doesn't take it out again, sell it. If it hits that water, doesn't take it out, sell it. Or if you have a lot of money in your account, you have risk management, and you want to be like in to see what happens, sell it now. Hold it. If it goes negative, re-enter. Re-enter. I normally don't give out signals like that, but this shit's so fucking obvious. It's gonna continue to drop, guys. So EA, look for sales. Or sells. I keep saying sales. Look for sales. GBP NZD. I don't like this fucking pair. I really don't. Does anybody here like this pair? Could please be honest with me? Besides Greg?
No.
Good. Because Greg is the only person on here that likes GZ. And I don't know why. It's very interesting. Now, if you traded NZD CAD, we're going to have some problems. It's breaking this shit. This thing is just doing its shit. I don't know. It is consolidating on a bigger time frame trend line, which is good. It's hitting it. Oops. Meaning we could see some potential reversal here. 4 hour is hitting it, and it's divergent, which is good. Well, it's kind of divergent. 1 hour, it's in consolidation. This is really hard to tell. I don't like this pair. If it breaks this low, it's going to continue. Actually, hold on. Let me draw this out. So it's retesting that zone. It's not a pet reversal pattern. This looks like a continued pattern where this could continue to drop. I think we're going to see a continued drop on here, and that it is about to break this low. If it doesn't, shit. This is why I don't like this pair. If it doesn't break out this low here, it's going to shoot up, retrace, and continue like that. So pretty much what I'm going to say is wait for it to move. Right now it's in the middle. If it breaks below, retest, you're selling it. If it shoots up, breaks that water, coming back to retest the water, you can buy it. Right? Pretty much what I'm saying. Because right now it's too tricky. I can't even say. GA correlates exactly with EA. This thing is due for a long-term sell. Broke that water last week, and it's already shooting down this week. So the first place it's going to go is around here. And I think we talked about this 1.71245. That's good. And then here. All right, so long-term, guys, you are selling. Here's a zone that's got to be tested right now. It's this line. It did break it down. I think it's going to go down and retest that line on the daily, which means that on the 4 hour and the hour, we are looking for sells. All right. Let's go to the 1 hour. It's not divergent. It is an AUD pair. Did it break this zone yet? It broke something. Here. Yeah, this is getting ready to move. I think this is going to be a continued sell. You're looking for continued sell, guys. It pulls back and you entered in on a sell. Wait for it to pull back a little bit higher, and then we'll look for that sell in the water. That's ideally where it will go if it were a pullback. And you can resell it up top, but I don't really think it's going to happen. So just look for entries. We'll see how this thing goes. I do think it's going to keep dropping. Straight drop. G Chief. Same thing. I'm just looking at it right now, and I can see that it's taking all these lows. It's retesting one as we speak. Here's the close on this one. Here's the close on this one. Right? It's a little divergent here, but I still think it has room to drop. It's within that zone. Literally from here to here is that entire zone. Right there. Hold on, sorry. So I think, let's go to the 1 hour. Most you'll see, pull back to the water, drop. So looking for a continued drop, guys. Cool. And yeah, NZD CAD, fuck that pair. So, does anybody here have any questions? I know it's a little bit longer than usual. That's what we have going on for this tonight, going into this week. Just a lot of clean setups. Just wait for the patterns. EU looks good. EA looks amazing. It's just some of the pairs that we're looking at, they're in a zone right now. We just got to wait for the patterns to show. Wait for, GU to finally come down and retest that zone. Wait to see what it does. AU, wait for it to shoot. Look at it. What is it doing? Is it going up? Oh, break it. Break that high. We're just pretty much waiting to see what these pairs do right now. Most of them are in limbo, but expect a lot of continuation down for most of the USD pairs. GJ pair, JPY pairs, EA is definitely going to be dropping. That one you guys can hold long term. GZ potentially could shoot up or drop down depending on what it does here. GA is continued sell, and G cheap is a continued sell with a stop on high. That's what we're looking for. Nobody has any questions. I will end this and let you guys get to it, and we'll get back on this ASAP tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Well, technically 9 because I'm on the East Coast now, so I had to get used to the adjustments of times again. But I will see you guys tomorrow on Group Chart Analysis, and we'll get this shit popping. I will see you guys later. Peace out.